we're going to start this blog off right now. And I'm going to head down to Yorktown to my storage unit. I'm going to head to Yorktown to my storage unit to swap out to my scooter. Because honestly, I like riding that better. I think I've said that a bunch of times. And I need to go to the grocery store. Might be a thunderstorm coming. I heard some thunder a minute ago with some clouds off in the distance, so it might be screwed. But whatever. Won't be the first time I ever rode in the rain. I don't know why this light don't turn green when that light turns green. It doesn't make any sense. Why is it red? What the hell? Hopefully this bike won't get too hot on me again like it did yesterday. That really was terrible. But yeah, whatever. I like this bike. I know it probably sounds like I complain a lot, but I really do like this bike. A lot of things I do like about it. Number one, it's cool. It's got a nice TFT display and all that, ride modes, all the modern stuff. You know, the FGR I had before this, I traded in on this. I mean, it was a 07, so I mean, it didn't have all the tech that these new bikes have. So that's one thing. Oh. It's fairly comfortable. Got a nice ride height for me, for somebody. If you're a little tall, it's got a nice ride height. You know, so that's a plus. Turn this music down a little bit. It's just distracting me. Oh, that was lightning there. I may need to go home. Just call this a day. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, yeah, it's got a nice ride height. If you're a little taller, you know, the seat sits up, I think it's 32, 33 inches, something like that. So it feels more natural than a lot of these little midget bikes that people seem to be fond of. I mean, I guess if I was 5'9", 5'10", you know, I probably wouldn't have a problem with that, but I'm not. I'm a lot taller than that, so I do have a problem. But it's not so much of a problem that I'll ride any bike there is out there to ride. I don't like the looks of that weather. I don't know. I mean, you know, especially since I saw lightning and all that. Like I said, I ain't worried about getting struck by lightning, and what I'm worried about is getting drenched in the rain and having to ride all the way back from Yorktown in the, you know, in pouring rain. I don't know. It's just been really humid today. But anyway, you know, it's cool, it sounds good. It's an American bike, which I never thought I'd be buying American bikes. You know, I started out Japanese bikes, and I've ridden pretty much all Japanese bikes all my life. But, you know, Indian and Harley are doing some decent things now. I went and test rode a Pan America. I like it. I don't like the price on it, especially when they want to mark things up. You know, I don't know why you did that. You didn't need to do that. Get all close like that. Almost felt that dude before I saw him. You know, some things I don't like about this bike is the range. You know, it's right now saying 31 miles. I just filled this thing up. I've only ridden around a couple of hours at the most. Well, not even that much. And pretty much what I did yesterday took me from like 3/4 of a tank down to where it is now. So the range is an issue, and so it's just not a long range bike. That scooter has a better range than this, so that's an issue. But if you want to get out and ride wheelies and do hooligan stuff, this is the bike for you. It's probably... God, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? Jesus Christ, man. That's the second fucking time he's done that goddamn shit. Fucking piece of garbage. In case the camera doesn't pick it up, it's TXS 3393. Tango X-Ray Sierra 3393. Fucking asshole. What a piece of damn shit. Ain't no reason to be driving like that out here. I'm not gonna confront him. I'm just gonna continue doing what I was doing. When that dude come so close to hitting me 2 different times, flying like a bat out of hell, and it's like there's no reason for that, man. Where are you going in such a hurry? I mean, I ain't running from the cops or anything, but I don't want to die on a damn bike because some jackass rear-ended me. If I die on a bike, I want to do it because I'm doing something stupid. I prefer not to die on a bike anyway, period, but you know what I mean. That was upsetting. I'm actually going to put it in 6th gear. I don't think I've ever put it in 6th gear before. You don't really need to. I mean, you could be out here on the interstate in 4th gear. But this thing's got a lot of torque low down, so you can roll on in top gear and still have throttle. See, I mean, that's nice. That's a very nice feature of this bike. Turn that radio off. That was a little annoying. But anyway, yeah, I mean, this bike's got power in spades. I mean, it's not the most powerful bike in the world, but man, I'm not track daying. I'm not doing the hooligan stuff that this thing was built for. But honestly, if you want a bike that's got everything when you need it and where you need it, this is a good bike for that. Let's see if I can figure out how to set the cruise control. That's on. Get around this dude. See, I don't have to drop a gear to do that. That's one very nice thing about this bike. V-twins are just good for torque. Okay, so I'm at 70. I'm gonna set it. That's at 69. Whatever. So my right hand's off the throttle. Yeah, cruise control. That's something I've never experienced before. I'd love to have that on the Bergman. Now, turning the cruise control off is a little janky. I don't use it very often. It's a lot smoother when you're at highway speeds. If you use it at low speed, then it's like on off, like just trying to keep you at that steady speed. But at highway speed, it seems a lot better. Let's see if I can resume that. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, you push it in to turn it on, push down to set it, push up to resume it, and add speed, whatever. The thing about it is it's on the left side, so it's easy to get to. You know, it's actually easier to get to than the radio buttons are, or the turn signal. So, you know, it's really not hard to manipulate the cruise control on this bike. They definitely did a good job with that. You know, like I said, there are things I like about this bike. It may sound like all I do is, you know, like yesterday when I put out a blog, I might have sounded like all I do is complain and bitch about it, but no, it's not all bad. It's just there are certain gripes I have with it. You know, the heat is one, the range is one, these squirrely tires, which I'm going to fix that. I am going to fix that myself. So I think that'll be taken care of soon. Dang, there we go. Turn the damn cruise control off. But you know, so I'm gonna take care of that myself. Probably change the tires and rims out, put the street tires and everything on there. You know, the newer ones come with the street tires, so they're not like this. Yeah, honestly, if you want to buy an FTR, buy a new one. Just buy a 20, 21, 22, 23, whatever's out. You know, buy that. Don't get the older ones. The older ones, they were still working the bugs out. And typically with vehicles, you know, and I should have known, but I got this at a really good deal. It'd been sitting around for 3 years. They've been sitting around for 3 years, never been titled and whatnot. So I'm the first owner of it. It's 2019. I just got it back in January. So it's been sitting around for quite a while, and so I got a really good discounted rate on it and all that. So I can't complain too much, but you know, there are certain gripes about this bike that I just wish that I wish didn't exist, or you know, they had worked these things out before they released the thing. But overall, it's a good bike. The mirrors are good. I've heard people say the mirrors are terrible, but I have no problems with the mirrors. They look fine to me. You know, they're not the coolest style and all that, but they work, and that's what matters. Get that up. Yeah, more lightning out there. I just saw some more lightning off in that direction. I'm hoping that's far enough down to where it's not going to affect me in any way. If it does, it does. I mean, you know, whatever. I may not stop and get fuel before I go. Honestly, just simply because I want to get down there and get the hell out before it gets nasty. I mean, it says I got 26-mile range right now. It's only, what, maybe 5 miles down to the storage unit, so. But anyway, so I got a different camera this time. This is the Akaso Brave 7. The one I was using yesterday and the day before was the Brave 4, but I got this on a really good Amazon deal, just right about $100. So I'm gonna see if this is a little bit better. I mean, it's obviously newer. It's heftier, definitely a lot heftier. Like, you know, it's got some weight to the camera itself. The Brave 4 just feels like it's, you know, like you wouldn't even expect it to actually work, to be honest with you, the way, you know, how light it is. But, you know, it has a touch screen. It does, you know, and the video was not terrible. I mean, you know, I prefer to use the Instant 360. I mean, I paid a shitload of money for that camera when I got it, and you know, it was bugging the shit out of me that it stopped recording and whatnot. It's raining already. Son of a bitch. Alright. I gotta make a decision on whether I want to keep on going, because we ain't really close, or do I want to turn around and try to get out of this. This is a dilemma for me. This was not what I wanted to have happen, but you know, hey, such are the perils of riding a motorcycle. It ain't raining bad, it just rained a little bit, but still, I wish I had a tab on the right side to lift them visor up, because I don't really put my bike in neutral at the red lights too much. Where my microphone is. Hopefully you can hear it. You can hear me. clutch feels weird right now. Yeah, I can smell the rain. I can feel the rain. Whatever. It'll definitely cool things off out here. It's been god awful hot and the humidity has been unbearable. Today's just been one of those really bad summer days. But that's okay. I would rather complain about it being hot than it being cold and nasty and rainy and just, I hate wintertime. I just really do. So, you know, count your blessings because it could be worse. It is getting cold. I don't know, man. It's rain. That thing got cold. It looks like I'm heading right into that damn storm. It ain't a bad storm though. I mean, maybe it's whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I saw some lightning, but you know, at the same time, that the humidity. I mean, you could have lightning without clouds at this point because of all the humidity in the air and everything. I'm sure the electricity's high and everything. So I mean, you know, it could whatever. It is what it is. I've never ridden this bike in the rain before. I rode the Bergman in the rain. That's not a problem at all. But this bike in the rain it's an unknown commodity. I don't feel unstable on it in any way, shape, or form, except for when it starts with the tread squirm out on the interstate. And that's, you know, that's just maybe as the tread wears down, it'll stop that so much. But, you know, I mean, I've only got 727 miles on this bike, so those tires are essentially still brand new. And so that could be that's probably a contributing factor, you know, like, so this is a dangerous time right now. It's just started raining and the oil's going to be in the roads and whatnot. I'm actually riding in a water channel right now. I'd rather ride in a water channel than an oil channel, you know what I mean? So probably a good idea when it does start off like this to, you know, kind of relax a little bit. Don't get hard on the throttle and stay out of the middle of the lane because that's where all the oil spots are going to be. Unless some jackass in a Harley came by, and then it could be anywhere. So I could go down at any moment, and I hope not, but you know, it is what it is. It's a reality of life. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But I'm committed at this point. I'm going to go all the way to the storage unit. Hell, I can see, you know, light at the end of the tunnel right ahead. So who knows? It should stop at the gas station though. Now it's saying 23-mile range. I mean, this bike, the range. You know, it's like they talk about range anxiety on a Tesla. Well, this is definitely has that same issue going on. Okay. I would like to get the fuck over at this point. There's a lot of rain and a lot of water in the damn road. I'm gonna stop up here at the Wawa. See if I can do that without killing myself. Across here, like I said, you know, for me anyway, like right after it first starts raining is where it's the worst. It's slippery as hell. You don't know what's going to happen, but you know, one thing is for sure, the middle of the lane is where all the oil spots are going to be, especially at the red lights and stuff. But you know, it's definitely a little janky riding around when it's just barely started raining, because that's when all the oil starts coming up on the ground and all that, and just it can get a little slickery. That's my word. The word is slickery. SLIKERY. There's no C. fuel's cheaper than it used to be. It's $3.98 a gallon. Let's go through this freaking moat here. Damn, that was deep. See, it's already pretty much stopped raining. It's just one of those days. But anyway, let's get some gasohol here. Turn this bitch. So, one thing I don't like about this thing is that you have to take the damn gas cap off, and there's really no good place to put it. That's ideal, but you get used to it. A lot of these things are matters of getting used to it. I'll have to cut this out. Oops, you bastard. Okay, so yeah, the microphone's up in there where it needs to be. But yeah, I do need to cut out that little section. I don't want everybody seeing my PIN number. That would suck. Alright, where are we at? What the fuck? Oh. What the hell is this thing going so slow for? Alright, well, I guess I can only get 2 gallons of freaking gas. It's about normal. This thing doesn't ever take a whole lot of damn gas. Cheap to fill up, but you gotta fill it up a lot. No, I don't need a receipt. Alright, back to the program. Alright, ride command. I command you to ride. I'm going to go to the middle lane just simply because that's where I'm going to need to be in order to turn into my storage unit. Right lane ends right up here anyway. And when you stop in the rain, red light in the rain, just put your foot down and kind of see if you can slide around a little bit. I'm not sliding anywhere, so I'm pretty good here. One thing about it, the heavier your bike is, and the heavier you are, the more traction you're actually going to have. But It also make you fall faster too if you hit it the wrong spot. Now see, I can't see the dang lines in the road right now. It used to be when I first started, start raining like this, I get on the interstate and turn my head to the right and to the left and whatnot. That clears your visor up. It still works now. I mean, I just did it and it definitely works. So, if you're having trouble seeing, you can wipe it off with your glove, or you can just turn your head one side then the other for just a moment, and the air will kind of blow things off. It ain't no fail safe, but it's not guaranteed, but it definitely helps. And once you get the water droplets rolling, then they come off a little easier when you're going forward. So there's that. Just a little tidbit I thought maybe I'd impart to some people. No, this ain't bad at all. I don't mind riding in rain like this. I was a little worried that it was gonna get gnarly, but this is fine. I'm still not going to act like a hooligan. I don't do that anyway, but I'm really not going to get hard on the throttle out here. I'm going to slip the clutch for a while when it comes to starting and stopping and whatnot, just because I just don't want to. I don't want to spin the tires. I don't want to take a chance. There's no reason to take chances with your life, with your property. See if I can make it in here without rolling it over. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Turn signal on. Welcome, Robert. I'll tell you what. The gate's kind of janky right now. I wish they had mirrors up here so you could see something. I don't know. Too many people can fly and ass around these corners and whatnot. I do not want to do that. So, I don't. Stop, says me. What? Oh. Can't start it with the pistol. Alright. Let's roll. This is a whole different riding experience than that FTR. I like it. And there's definitely things I don't like about it. There's things I wish I had on this bike that the FTR has. Like I wish I could connect. I wish I could connect the phone to the bike like I can on the FTR, but that's, whatever. There are always things that you can complain about and always things that you can praise. That's the beauty of motorcycles, is that if one of them isn't the bike for you, then try another one. Ah, man, that was nice of you. I appreciate that. I just got splashed by that car. Alright, here we go. Yeah. Put this screen up. That way I don't have to put my goggles on. I don't have goggles, by the way. I just have a visor. Excuse me. Anyway. So yeah, now I'm just going to go on back home with the Bergman. Oh man, I'm not sure about that mount back there for that Insta 360. It seems to be leaning. Let me give it a tug when I get up here to stop and everything, see if it's secure. I don't want it to fall off. I thought I had it secured, but might not have. That seems secure. I'll just keep an eye on it. It's in my mirror. I sure as hell hope I don't drop it like I dropped that damn lavalier mic yesterday. That was, man, that made me mad. It is what it is. So. It's cool out here now, man. It was hotter than fire outside earlier, but now it's cool. I don't know what the temperature is. I don't see it. I think there's a way I can change the thing on here to there goes the trip. I don't know. I think there's a way you can tell the damn outside temperature, but I don't know exactly how to control that. So, whatever. So, a friend of mine was telling me today, you know, he's been watching my videos, and he was telling me I should do some historical vlogs and whatnot, you know, since I do live in a place where there's a lot of stuff to see, a lot of historical things, a lot of, you know, touristy type things and whatnot, that maybe I should make, you know, like production style vlogs and whatnot. And I told him, you know, that was going to be my plan anyway. It's just the last few videos I've been working out all the bugs, trying to figure out how I'm going to work this thing out, how I'm going to do it, if it's going to work at all. You know, I've been resistant buying a GoPro camera. Now, you know, if this camera don't work out very well, I probably will buy a GoPro. I can always use this for B-roll stuff or time lapses or whatever. I mean, it's got a lot of features on it. It's not a terrible camera. But, you know, if it don't work out for this sort of thing, I can use it for that sort of thing, you know. But GoPros are expensive, and like I said, I paid a lot of money for that Insta360, and I would like to be able to use it. It is on right now. I can see the red light in my mirror, you know, so it's working. It worked all the way over here. I got the 360 lens on it right now. Hopefully it'll stay in place and don't give me no crap. You know, but that's the $64,000 question, though. It's like, you know, what am I going to do? But, you know, that's, you know, my plan was to do, like, you know, tour vlogs and whatnot, because I live close to Jamestown, I live close to Williamsburg, I live close to Norfolk, Yorktown, I live close to, you know, I live spitting distance away from where they had the, you know, the Battle of Hampton Roads, which is the Monitor Merrimack battle. I live right next to, you know, the Newport News shipbuilding, and so there's an awful lot of stuff to see in this area. You know, I did all this stuff when I was a kid. I didn't grow up here. I grew up in Atlanta, and I moved up here when I was 22, I think 22 years old, not long before I started driving a truck. So I moved up here when I was 22, but I lived up here with my dad for a while when he was here. They all worked for, you know, the government, and they got stationed here. My dad, my grandparents, my great aunt and uncle, you know, several of my family members worked in civil service and whatnot, and so that's how we all ended up here. And that was in like 1987 when I was 10. And so I've been coming up here since I was 10 years old, but, you know, I still lived with my mother down in Georgia when I was, you know, growing up, and then I moved up to Virginia when I was 17, I think. And then I went back down to Georgia and got married down there and had a wife and family and all that stuff, and then that went sour. And so my brother was living up here at the time, back in 2000, and he's just like, why don't you just come on up here and start over? I'm like, you know what, that's a good idea. So I hopped on a plane and moved myself up here on a Delta flight. Nothing to my name. I just left everything I had in Georgia and just come up here. And so I've been here ever since. So, but when I was a kid, I used to come up here for summers with my dad, my grandparents and whatnot, and I would go to these places, the Mariners Museum and the all the museums around, the the Virginia Living Museum or whatever it's called. We'd go to Yorktown, Jamestown, Williamsburg, all that stuff. We did all that stuff. But honestly, I haven't done any of that stuff when as an adult. I haven't had much purpose to do it. But I think now I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start going to these places and I'm gonna vlog it. I'm gonna just go and I'm gonna take video and I'm gonna vlog it and let the chips fall where they may. And I really want to get something going for myself here as far as like some sort of new business venture and whatnot, whether it be doing tour vlogs, YouTube, or maybe just maybe teaching, driving or whatever. But this is my plan, and hopefully people will enjoy it and want to support it and all that stuff. I don't want people's money. I'd rather take sponsorship money or just YouTube ad revenue or whatever. I don't know about like the Patreon thing seems to me like e-begging. I don't know. I might do it if people are willing. I mean, if they want to, but to me, like, everybody's got a Patreon, and you got different tiers on your Patreon. You can join YouTube channels and all that, and it's just, I don't know. I'm not a money grubber. I'm not a money grubber in my life, so things like that just seem, I don't know. I would rather give my last dollar away than to keep it most of the time. And even if I did just give my last dollar away, I wouldn't want to take it from somebody else. I'm just that kind of a person. And anybody who knows me knows that. I let people take advantage of me. I would be a lot richer right now if I was more of a business person, more of a business-minded person and more focused on getting mine and screw everybody else. But, unfortunately, I'm more focused on let's take care of other people and let's honor our word and things of that nature before I take care of myself. And it's like things I've done in other formats, artistic things that I've done, I practically give it away. I undercut everybody else because I just don't feel like my work and I don't feel like it's worth. I feel like I'm cheating people if I'm charging as much as other people seem to charge. I feel like other people charge like highway robbery rates, but I'm probably wrong on that. I'm probably very, very wrong on that, and I should change the way I do things. And I have changed the way I do things some to a certain degree, but I'm still a pushover as a person. I'm still a very nice person and very, giving. I mean, I was raised that way, basically, that, most of my family, before they started working in the civil service, they all worked for charities, the Volunteers of America and Salvation Army. So it was drilled into my head, and the only reason they stopped working for charities is because of medical issues and whatnot. Like I have an aunt that had, like really bad respiratory issues, and that's how they ended up in Georgia, was they had to get out of the Northeast and whatnot because of the pollution and everything else and whatever. Point is that, my family moved all over the country working for Volunteers of America and Salvation Army, and my grandmother especially was very, very, very influential in my life, and would push this idea of selflessness, to, and I probably took it too far to where I've been selfless to the point where it hurts me, but that's the only way I know how to be. So I'm having to relearn how to live, how to act, how to be a person and whatnot, just simply because because I let people walk all over me, and it's not a cool thing. It's it's something that I really, really shouldn't do, but that's what I have been doing, and so I need to stop it. But anyway, aside from that, I don't enjoy driving a truck anymore. Like I said before, I'm tired of being on the road, being gone. I've missed out on a lot of things in life. And I want to enjoy my life. I want to balance my work and my life and have something enjoyable. And so I'm really putting everything I've got into this. I am putting everything I have into doing this, into making this a success. If I fall on my face, I fall on my face. I don't have that far to fall at this point because everything's paid for, so I don't have far to fall. but I am going to do it. I am going to, focus on this and really, really try to make this something, and a little direction from the, from my viewers would be great. I mean, I don't know what's the best scenario for me. What's the best direction to go? What do people want to see? What kind of content is popular? I'm not really sure. I know what I like to watch, but I'm all over the place. I mean, so, I watch boring stuff. So I watch history videos and whatnot. I mean, I watch food stuff. I watch, I sat there and watched a video probably 45 minutes one day of somebody, getting on and off of a motorcycle. That's the kind of goofy stuff I do. So that's, my point of view is not necessarily going to be reflect everybody's point of view. So so some feedback from other people would definitely help me figure out which direction I need to go. But I definitely want to go. I'm not going to go do something I don't want to do. Like I said before, you're not going to see me doing stunting on my channel. It's never going to happen. I will probably never wheelie a motorcycle. I have done it before. I did it on my FJR, little power wheelies and whatnot. But beyond that, I'll never ever do it again. It's not necessary, and it's just not me. I'm just not that guy. So you have to figure, what is it that I'm going to do? But it has to be in my wheelhouse. It cannot be something that I'm not comfortable with or I'm not familiar with, because then it'd just be fake. And I don't want to be fake. I want to be real on here. I mean, I'm being very real right now. So honesty is extremely important to me, and I ain't going to be something I'm not. And I can't be somebody else. So I got to figure out my own way. But a little help would, like, if I do something that's cool, let me know. If I do something that's dumb, let me know. If whatever it is, just and maybe some suggestions too. I mean, like I said, my friend was talking about doing the tour vlogs and whatnot, and I had already thought about doing that. But those kinds of suggestions are definitely helpful. Well, that's the first time I've seen Virginia State Police on this road in a long, long time. But still, nobody's doing the speed limit. I'm doing the speed limit. It's 65 right here. It goes down to 60 once you get up, I think, past this exit up here. But it's 65 right here. I'm doing the speed limit, and people are still passing me like I ain't moving, and there's a cop right up there. Like, so, whatever. This guy ain't got no lights on. Let me yell at him again. I got a little feedback on that. I probably shouldn't be yelling at people, but I was trying to be helpful. Right now, you should have your lights on. As a matter of fact, I think it's the law. I mean, but you have to have your lights on like 30 minutes before dusk, and it's definitely at dusk right now. So, anyway, that's my 25 cents worth, because inflation. But so I would like to go, like, start an epicenter, in an epicenter right here in Hampton Roads. Do some historical vlogs and whatnot. Show some cool stuff. Go down to Lake Norfolk. Go to the battleship and everything. Go to PETA's headquarters and make fun of them, stuff like that. But then move out. Do the Blue Ridge Parkway, the Dragon, things of that nature. Then maybe do a cross country trip. I ain't ready to do a cross-country trip right now, because I gotta find a better seating arrangement on at least this. I wouldn't do it on the FDR anyway, but I gotta find a better seating arrangement on this scooter, because this thing, I am already a little uncomfortable on it. So it's just because of the way it's got that backrest, and the backrest is nice in theory, but for me, it's just I'm too tall. Too tall. I wish what I need is highway pegs, so I can stick my feet out right about even with the where the fairings end on this. But I'd like to have a cage on here. That'd be something. Like, if I could find somebody that would do a cage and a put some highway pegs on here for me, that would be great. That way I could flick it around a little bit more and just do some more slow speed maneuvering and all that stuff. But, you know, that's just one of those things that comes with time. Figure it all out. I'm glad it cooled off a little bit, although it's cooler over there in Yorktown than it is here in Hampton. It's kind of warmed up right through here, but hopefully I won't, you know, it won't be 90 degrees in the house when I get home. I am going to cut this off. I'm going to go to the grocery store, pick up some groceries before I go home. It's one of the reasons I went and got the scooter, because I can't do that on the FTR. That's a point for the scooter. But I'm going to get some groceries before I go home. And then, you know, I'll cut it off there. I don't think you guys really want to go grocery shopping with me. You know. But, so, fucking pothole. It's not a pothole, it's a manhole. I could have done without that. I don't know why they put a manhole right there. Kind of goofy. Stand up a minute. Hopefully everything came through pretty well. The first ride seemed to do all right. You know, everything was still recording and all that. So. And I needed to stand up here for a minute. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, this seat, it ain't the greatest. And I'm wet, sweating and raining and whatnot. Although it didn't rain a whole lot. I'm so surprised at that. So yeah, if you could like and subscribe, especially like, make comments, whatever. Like I said, you know, all you want to do is call me a turd, that's fine. I appreciate it. But, you know, click one of those thumbs on the video and tell me how you hate me. But it definitely would, you know, from what I understand, it does help. And I really would like to get my videos out there, get better at this. Everything has a learning curve, you know. You have to learn things. Fortunately, I learn things pretty quick, but you know, that's one thing I like to do. I like to learn new things in life. You know, that's you know, once I feel like I've mastered something, and that's one of the things I have about truck driving. Like, once I feel like I've mastered something, like, it's time to move on, do something else. And I felt like I mastered that a long time ago. I mean, I hit 48 states, Canada and Mexico within a year of starting driving a truck. You know, so I've done a lot, you know, and it got to a certain point where it's just monotonous. You know, I've done reefer, I've done flatbed, I've done a little tanker work on, you know, on the low. I've, you know, done garbage. I've done all kinds of things in trucking, and I just don't think there's anything else for me to do other than maybe bulk, you know, pneumatic tankers or whatever. But it's getting a little windy out here. But you know, it's like I want to learn new things, and you know, I'm never happier than when I'm learning something new and figuring something out and getting better at it, and I can show off, you know, just how good I'm getting at something. You know, I'm not a gregarious person either, so that's one thing. Like, you might not think, because I'm able to talk most of the time, but I'm really not an outgoing type person. I'm very, very insular and shy. But you know, once I'm comfortable with something, I can talk, I can do stuff, and it's taken me a long time to get to the point where I don't care as much as I used to. I don't worry that somebody's going to dislike me. You dislike me, I don't care. There's plenty of people I dislike in this world. I don't think it bothers them. So why in the hell should it bother me if somebody doesn't like me? But it does. Unfortunately, it does bother me. But it bothers me a lot less now than it ever did before. Watch. I don't know. I guess he just wanted to sit next to me. Well, this 360 is still recording. That is a feat of amazement for me. Go ahead and turn here. One cool thing about riding a motorcycle is you park on the sidewalk. Like, I'm gonna park up on the sidewalk if you like. I'm not gonna park in the parking lot. I don't give a shit. Yeah, it's getting a little windy, which is probably good. You see the trees shaking over there. It looks like a storm's coming, but it is windy. All right, red light, turn green. I'm sitting there not even looking. It did what I said it to do. Do my bidding. I appreciate you jumping in front of me like that, dummy. That's the way people drive around here. Fucking like assholes. Yep, I'm gonna pull up on here to the damn. Pull up here onto the damn sidewalk. As long as you don't block nobody gives a damn. I'm not gonna block anything. Alright, I'm gonna cut this here and